All right, so section 12.1.1 is trigonometric ratios. We're going to start with some fundamental understandings. First of all, the word trigonometry simply means measurement of triangles. A lot of people get intimidated by the word trigonometry. It sounds hard. It's really not that hard. It's simply the measurement of triangles. We use trigonometry to find the measurements of sides and angles of triangles. And these are the important terms that we need to understand in order to apply the trig ratios that we're going to learn about. Opposite side, adjacent side, and hypotenuse. Okay, opposite means across the triangle. Opposite. Adjacent means next to. And we all know the hypotenuse of a right triangle. So let's use the triangle that we see here to understand opposite and adjacent a little bit better. We know already that this is the hypotenuse, and it will always be the hypotenuse. It cannot be the opposite side. It cannot be the adjacent side. It is only the hypotenuse. Okay, now, the opposite and adjacent sides are determined by what angle you are starting from. Okay, so let's say that we're starting from angle A, right here. If we're starting from angle A, the opposite side is going to be side A. The adjacent side will be side B. If we start from angle B, here, the opposite and adjacent sides switch. Now the opposite side is side B, because it's across the triangle from angle B. And the adjacent side is side A. Being able to identify the opposite side and the adjacent side is absolutely critical. Remember, the hypotenuse is always the hypotenuse. The opposite and adjacent sides are determined by the angle that you start from. We never start from angle C. You never start from the right angle. You always start from any of the other two angles. Here are the three basic trig ratios: sine, cosine, and tangent. Sine, spelled S-I-N-E, is abbreviated S-I-N, but don't call it sin. It's not sin, it's sine. So we would read this as the sine of x equals the opposite side over the hypotenuse, where x is an angle measure, opposite meaning the length of the opposite side, and hypotenuse meaning the length of the hypotenuse. Then we go to cosine, abbreviated COS, not called cos, it's cosine. So we have cosine of x, where x is an angle, equals the adjacent side length over the hypotenuse side length. And then we have tangent, abbreviated TAN, but not called tan, called tangent. The tangent of angle x equals the opposite side length over the adjacent side length. Now, you may remember from when you first learned sine, cosine, and tangent, SOHCAHTOA. This is a good way to remember the three trig ratios. Okay? So, S-O-H, sine, opposite, hypotenuse. Ca, C-A-H, cosine, adjacent, hypotenuse. Toa, tangent, opposite, adjacent. So if you can remember SOHCAHTOA and remember how to spell it, you'll never forget the three trig ratios. All right, here we're going to use the triangle to write the trig ratios from angles A and B. not angle C, because we never start from the right angle. Okay, so here we go. Sine of angle A, notice I have capital A for angle A, would equal opposite A over hypotenuse C. Cosine of angle A would equal adjacent B over hypotenuse C. Tangent of angle A would equal opposite A over adjacent B. Now we'll go from angle B. Sine of angle B equals opposite B over hypotenuse C. Cosine of angle B, adjacent over hypotenuse. And tangent of angle B, opposite over adjacent. And what you see is that the ratios are different depending on the angle you start from, right? All right. Again, we're going to use the triangle to write the trig ratios from angles A and B, but not the right angle. We never start from the right angle, right? Okay. This triangle is a little bit different because it's not now labeled with letters, it's labeled with actual side lengths. So here we go. We'll start with angle X. So we have the sine of angle X equals opposite 5 over hypotenuse 13. Cosine of angle X equals adjacent 12 over hypotenuse 13. Tangent of angle X equals opposite 5 over adjacent 12. Now we'll go to angle Y. Sine of angle Y equals opposite 12 over hypotenuse 13. Cosine of angle Y equals adjacent 5 over hypotenuse 13. Tangent of angle Y equals opposite 12 over adjacent 5.